All right. So we have here raw umber, titanium buff, ultramarine violet. It's mostly titanium buff. You don't want it to be too dark. And ultramarine violet. So the raw umber, just a bit of raw umber, just to tone down the colors. Now, these dots go with the movement, with the shape actually of that pot. So you see, you don't want them to be too light at first. We're going to highlight them a bit after. But the shape, if you look at the dots, you'll see that the shapes go with the movement, with the shape actually of that pot. So sometimes they're round, sometimes they're oval. This is like an oval right here because of the perspective. Okay. There we go. Already looks great. Now this dot here turns around, like folds with the movement of the pot. Oh, I forgot one little one here. Half a circle. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Now here. You see, even just because the dots are not in, they're not flat, they follow the shape of the pot, they look great. Ooh. Okay. Probably keep that one kind of a soft layer, not too thick.
Hi, Leal.
Hi, how are you, Linda?
Sorry, I'm late.
It's all right, no problem.
Group started up again, and I told him that I had to have a class on it, but I thought I'd go there for the beginning of it anyway. And as I got up to leave, one lady started talking to me, and I was trying to.
That's okay, no problem. I'm recording anyway, so it doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
can catch up with that. You can catch up with anything that with the colors and everything. Right now we're using raw umber, buff, and ultramarine violet, just for the first layer, so we can.
Okay, so you said raw umber.
Titanium buff.
Oh, titanium buff.
Yeah, and ultramarine violet.
Okay.
We'll use white after when we start highlighting a bit.
Right, yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh my God, I love it. It's starting to look
Mhm.
so cute.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
I was wondering if my reflection is too bright.
Your reflection is too bright on the pot?
Yeah, can I show it to you?
Sure. Yes. Let's have a look. Where are you, Linda? Here, let's have a look. No, it's not bright. You'll see once you put the, no, it's not bright.
Okay.
No,
All
it's
right.
perfect.
All right.
Once you put the dots on,
Dots.
it will
Okay.
tone them
All right.
down.
Okay.
I'll do the first layer, then I'll stop recording, and then I'll start recording again when we start highlighting.
Mhm.
One more. Okay. So all I did right now is add a bit of white, or quite a bit of white, to my same mixture, the original mixture. And I'm going to highlight, but making sure that not highlighting everything. Now we see here, it's still good, but it should be darker. So I'm going to take a smaller brush and adjust. Take a bit of that again, bit of that original mixture, and just make sure that it's not too light. Maybe just the top here. Now, right there. Just by putting a highlight on the rim up here and leaving the rest dark will make it look like it's the dot is turning with the movement of the pot. I'm leaving this. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to highlight that one. Actually, I highlighted the other way. I highlighted this by mistake the wrong way. This one here. That should be highlighted down here and darker up. Because the rim turns, or not the rim, the pot itself turns. So when it turns, it's darker. It's darker in this area here. So I'm going to go back. There. Awesome. Great. Okay. I'm taking I'm darkening a bit over here. I think the highlight should be only where this area is, where the dots are in front and where the actual shape of the pot is coming out right here, because that's where the light is going to be hitting. Great, good, right, okay. I have to be a bit careful with this one here because it's light over here and then it goes darker. So I'm gonna wipe my brush and spread this softly. Okay. And this part here, I'm going to keep it dark, but what I'm going to do is put lines of the lines that are underneath, you know, these, the light red underneath, that reflection. Just highlight the white lines, the light red, continue the light red. That's it. That's all you need to do. So same at the bottom, let's say here. And probably that one, we don't need to do that, but it's okay. Now, this one here too. Even the dots are not in the right place, but hey, doesn't matter. I'll let it dry. If they are too light, too strong, I'll tone them down. But I don't think so. I think it'll be okay by the time they dry. Okay. So for the cheese, oh, for cheesecake, oh my God. For the cherries, what we're going to do is take alizarin crimson. I have alizarin crimson here and cadmium red light. I'm going to do wet the cherry. You could wet one by one or two at the same time. It doesn't matter, whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm wetting two with alizarin crimson. And it's very simple. I'm going to take with the same brush, cadmium red light, add it, just very soft touch. Don't, it's like dabbing. Don't forget this alizarin crimson is wet underneath. So if you come in with a heavy hand, it will dig in the paint and the paint will start sliding back and forth. So just where the highlight is, where do you see light? Again, alizarin crimson. Let's do this one here. And no need to clean your brush from the other colors. Just kind of, I'm going to take it here, just a bit in here. Again. The best thing for blending is a wet color, wet paint.
Mhm.
All right, the one in the back, I don't need to, it's very small, so I don't need to wet it. I'm just using alizarin crimson and a bit of cadmium red light because I need that part here to stay dark right there. You don't want to highlight it too much. That one here, it's okay. Now, the one in the back. There's not a lot of detail on these cherries, so okay. Okay. You know, I suggest that we leave these kind of in the dark.
Good job.
If you want a bit of highlight, just a bit, that's okay, but don't go too much. Don't add too much highlight in here. Okay, now I'm going to come back to this one because this is where the highlight is, right here. And this one here. Okay, wipe my brush, take alizarin crimson, blend, blend, and again here, perfect. Right, okay, let's do these two here, alizarin crimson. These are fuzzy in the picture, in the reference. Actually, this one is darker on top and lighter at the bottom. I think because of the white that's on the tabletop. Okay, let's do this one. I take a bit of raw umber with my alizarin in here, touch of raw umber in, and darken this part, because this is where it sits on the table. Oh man, this cherry is becoming bigger and bigger with every brush stroke. Oh, okay. Okay. Right. Now, the too fuzzy one on the left. Okay. More. Now highlights over here. The bottom part, because of course, the surface reflection. Okay. Now, in my brush, I take some white and add a touch of red in it. So it's not 100% white. It's just tinted with a bit of red. And I'm going to come here and start putting some reflection. Okay. Maybe that one here.
good.
Yeah, it's always like that with lights, everything changes.
Mhm.
Okay, now with I'm going to add a bit more red, and I'm going to put some highlights here, but not as much as, not as strong. Okay. One here needs to be fixed a bit, too much highlight. Okay. Now, and go and get some sap green. Cadmium yellow light. Okay, this needs red. And I'm white. So sap green, let's see. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Another one. This one coming from here. Right, so let's take raw umber, mix it with a bit of green, make it kind of watery. I'm using here raw umber. I'm just going to put some random movement of greens in here in a light color. So it's green. It's green with a bit of raw umber and cadmium red light, cadmium yellow light, and water it down so it's transparent kind of, because the ones in the back are not strong. So the only way to do that is to glaze them. Now on the plate itself, I can see a very faint light red. So if we want to do this, we want to put this red in here. I would just take any red you have. I mixed here red with a bit of alizarin and then lots of water. See, like it's really, really transparent. And I'm going to come here and then just. And you'll see in a minute what I'm going to do. I'm not going to leave it like that. Then what I'll do is I'll take my and just remove it. So you'll end up with a suggestion. The bottom part, the same. If you want, you don't have to. There. It's light. It's like a watercolor. And again, just a piece of cloth, dab it. And that's it. It just gives you that beautiful kind of suggestion.
Reflection.
Now, let's take this mixture, which is a raw umber, titanium buff, and a bit of ultramarine violet in it. The first mixture, and then I'm going to add a touch of red. Alizarin crimson is good because it's transparent. I'll come here.
So it was raw umber.
Raw umber, raw umber, a titanium buff,
Titanium buff, okay.
and a touch of ultramarine violet and a bit of alizarin crimson. And make it transparent, like make it glazed, like a glaze. The same here. Down at the bottom, on the table itself, the tabletop is casting a shadow, and the shadow has a bit of red in it. This needs to be a bit darker.
what color did you use underneath the cherries on the left to shape for their shadow? Yes.
This?
Yeah.
This is raw umber, and you just mix raw umber and titanium buff and put some alizarin crimson in it, touch of alizarin. It'll be fine. Okay. I'm just highlighting the some parts of that tabletop. Sorry, I have to turn this around. Okay, again, a bit of highlights underneath, I mean shadows, not highlights, underneath this part. There's a beautiful strong light coming here from behind this cherry. But you don't really have to put it, it's up to you. Okay. So what I did is I glazed the reflection of those stripes on the tabletop first. Then I took just white and or even white and titanium buff, and just added a kind of a little bit of a light color in here to give that tabletop an edge, so I can separate this part from the reflection underneath. And then I made part of the underneath this tabletop, I mean, not the tabletop, the yeah, I can't talk and paint at the same time. It doesn't work. Tabletop table thing that's red. I'm just putting some shadows underneath where it hits the table. Just adjusting the shadows here. Okay. I think that's it.